in the game, and after you've been hit a few times, then he should be able to loosen up and start throwing something.
One of the best banners I believe I've ever seen for Deshler run through eye, the tiger eyes just staring out, huge banner. And we're just about ready for the Deshler Tigers, and here they come. The Deshler High Fighting Tigers to a standing ovation from this capacity crowd. I mean, every seat taken in the bleachers from one end to the other, and folks, they're still lined up. Probably 300 to 400 folks in each line trying to get into this football game, packed across the way, and it will be standing room only here at Howard Chapel Stadium. And with several teams in North Alabama playing on Thursday night, Keith, this is one of the few nights throughout the year that, hey, we're not going to be able to see a Dion Ballou and a Brent Callaway and a Joy Howe every week, so let's go tonight.
Let's go over there and see what they're doing. And you're right, it's exciting for all the teams to get to come over and watch some of these players. Brooks, like you said, playing Lauderdale County last night, I believe 36 to 27, I believe was the final. So
hard fought game.
Yeah, that's somebody in our region that we'll be watching.
37-26, I think. But Keith, we believe at least Deshler has maybe the two best athletes on the field, and Dion Ballou and Ryan Goodlow certainly the speediest on the field. But Russellville with more good athletes. They've got wide receivers, Jacob Ward, Ryan Romans, plenty of opportunity for Joy Howe to spread the wealth around tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, but I've told people many times and made this statement, I believe Dion Ballou was the best athlete on the field in every game we played last year, so I fully expect him to be even better this year. I know he's bigger, and I know he's stronger, I know he's dedicated.
A little strategy from Coach Patrick Smith. He's got Summerhill deep, and then Goodlow and Ballou the up back, so maybe expecting Russellville to try to kick it short. They have snuck those two up closer, and they will look like kick it to Goodlow, who fielded at his 13-yard line, bringing it up the field. And he's tackled quickly by Ryan Romans at the 18-yard line, so not much return there. Good coverage downfield by the Russellville Golden Tigers, Ryan Romans. And we see Brent Callaway, the Alabama commitment, the junior, he trots onto the field defensively for the Golden Tigers, so he'll get to start at linebacker. Both teams using about 3 to 4 guys, both on both sides of the football. So Deshler on the far hash, working toward the field house, toward the west end here in the first quarter, come out in the wing tee. Center Micah Crump, Jason Zack, Randy Foster, Matt Blazer. And they'll quick pitch it, and it's fumbled by Goodlow, and he picks it up, and he'll have about 4. A quick pitch out to Ryan Goodlow, who was in for DeAnthony Summerhill. He fumbles the football, but he'll still gain about 5 yards, make it second and a long 5 at the 24-yard line.
Jimmy, a play we ran years and years ago with Matt Bratton where we tried to pitch it out and have Goodlow already on the outside around the corner, but the ball fell out of his hand.
And if he catches it clean, he had running room, folks. So double wing set this time. Here comes Summerhill. They'll give it to Gardner over the right side, and nothing doing there. Nowhere to go for the fullback, and he's stopped for no gain on the play. It'll be third down, and we'll call it 6 yards to go for the Deshler Tigers. So blocking broke down there for Deshler.
Yeah, the nose man, Jackson Witt, I believe was his name. He came through there and looked almost untouched. So we're going to have to block him because we've got to get our fullback running early.
Got to get him going. Here comes Crump. Blazer and Foster to his left, Zach May and Ben Norwood to his right. Jonathan Bates, the wingback. And they'll give to Gardner again. He's got a hold. First down out to the 34-yard line. Great play call then by Coach Jared Helms, and Jay Gardner responds with a 13-yard run out to the 34. It's 1st and 10, Deshler Tigers, huge conversion.
Great call. Jimmy split 3 guys out to the far right. Definite passing situation, and crossed them up and ran the draw right up the middle. And Jay Gardner did a good job coming off the first block and then picking up about 10 yards.
Mackie Gillis checking into the ball game for Deshler, his first playing time this year. And it's Summerhill. And now out of the spread. So Coach Jared Helms with another little wrinkle. Here comes Ballou in motion. They're going to hand it to him around the left end. Dion Ballou trying to make a move. No, Dion Ballou midfield. Dion Ballou at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. Ballou at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Tigers! Dion Ballou! Dion Ballou! What a run! 66 yards to begin this 2 2009 season around the end, and what a play call by Coach Jared Ham.
Great call, Jimmy. Great blocking on the outside. And I'm telling you, for people that can't see it, he just has a totally different gear. When he gets on the outside in the open, he just runs at a totally different speed.
And he made a move. Two guys had the angle on him. One caught him at the 10, folks, and he shucked him. And then another at the 2, and he just drug him and wheeled his way into the end zone down the left sideline. And the extra point attempt is up and good. And Deshler on the board. 7-0 with 10-11 to go in the first period, and two, I believe, really good play calls. On 3rd and 6, they elect to go to the fullback. He converts it 13 yards and a first down, and then on first down, out of the shotgun, hands it in front of him. Tim Ballantyne to Deion Ballou, and it's nothing but pure speed.
That's Jimmy. Field, the fastest player on the field, and just an outstanding effort for the touchdown.
Good effort by Darian Graham, who had a great angle on him, Keith, across the field. Caught him at the 10, but he was able to just shuck him.
Well, yeah, as I mentioned right as we were fixing to kick off, Coach Mothershed has said one big thing about Deion that people don't realize is he's really dedicated himself to the weight room.
That's
He's got
right.
a lot bigger and stronger, and he just pulled away from the guy trying to tackle him right there
strength,
about
not
the 10.
speed, that
Absolutely.
did that.
Absolutely.
And, hey, talk about the blocking coming back in there that sprung him to the outside. But once he was at about the 45, his own 45, folks, he just turned on the afterburners. Give Graham and Jake Ward or Ryan Romans credit. They both never quit on the play, but huge play in this ball
And
game.
Jimmy, for some of the people out there that don't know it and don't read it in the paper, as a sophomore, he was a 200-meter state champion.
That's right.
And so, and we're not just talking about somebody here that we're saying is fast. Last year, I think he was like he's 3rd in the 200 and 4th in the 100.
And he's 4.30 in the
absolutely.
40-yard dash, folks. And I believe Auburn's track coach, my good friend Bud Barger, can verify this, is quoted as saying with the proper training, he's a potential 200-meter Olympic athlete in 2012. So
Great speed.
here comes the kickoff by Caleb Henry. Deshler 7, Russellville nothing. And a short pooch kick to about the 32-yard line is fair caught by the Golden Tigers. So Coach John Mothershed playing it very safe there with a little 3-yard drop, a pooch kick, and the Golden Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34. And Tim, it looks like we talked about body blows or big plays, and the Tigers got a body blow and then sprung a big one.
Points there, Jimmy, to get us started, get us ahead in this game. Now, if we can just slow this off, Russellville offense down, we'll be in good shape.
4 receivers, and they'll give to Callaway around the right side, and Brent Callaway run out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain to the 40-yard line, and look for him, folks, to get it about 30 times tonight. 30 times, I predict, for Brent Callaway tonight. It's 2nd down, and we'll call it 2 yards to go at the 41, just student body right.
Yeah, and what a good-looking athlete he is, Jimmy. He is big, and he's big from the waist down,
6'1", 210, folks. He'll line up to the right of Howell with twin receivers to either side. And they'll give it to him again. He's got a hold of Rashad Thompson. Good quickness shown by the defensive tackle, Rashad Thompson. They'll stop him for about a 4-yard gain, but he'll move it out over the 45 to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Russellville on a 3-yard gain. Thompson and J.R. White, who's wearing number 5 for the Tigers, not his usual 6 tonight. So it's Deion Ballou, Ryan Goodlow, Jamel Morris, Jonathan Bates, your defensive set, and Matt Blazer at one end, Chris May at the other, and Ilkin Mills and Rashad Thompson there, and Evan Ferguson in the middle. And Ilkin Mills will have Brent Callaway hemmed up this time for about a 3-yard gain, helped out by Ferguson there. So big Evan Ferguson, who moves from a down position this year, Keith, to an up position, will stop Callaway for about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Jimmy, I know a lot of people that didn't hear the pregame, didn't know, but Evan Ferguson, like you said, has moved over from his defensive end to fill the middle spot.
J.D. Williams getting the start on the right side, and here comes Callaway, and he'll have about 3, and just pounding away is Russellville, keeping it on the ground. It's all the Brent Callaway show, and he has moved the chains already once, and Russellville now faces a 3rd and a short 3 from inside Deshler Tiger territory to 47. Deshler on top 7-0 with 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. And let's get everyone accustomed to how Russellville does things. The linemen will line up, and all the backs and the quarterback will look to the sideline, and they'll get to play. And now they're out of the wishbone under center. They'll pitch it to the new back, scat back, and Ferguson has him on a penalty play. I believe it'll be a hold. Well, we'll wait. It's called by the umpire. We'll wait on the flag, but a big hit by Evan Ferguson on Jerand Darby, the senior. And let's wait on the call from the official. First penalty of the 2009 season for either team.
Deshler's clapping, Jimmy, so it's on Russellville.
Holding against the Golden Tigers, and I'm sure they'll back them up 10 yards. And Tim, one thing we really need to watch is the conditioning of Deshler tonight and how they fare in this weather and hold up, many of them going both ways.
That's right, Jimmy. Good. One thing good tonight, the humidity is really low compared to what it has been, a lot of opening games. Really nice weather out here, and Russellville could have a little more depth than we could, so that should be something we have to watch.
Third down from the 43, from their own 43, 3rd and 13 for Russellville, trailing by a touchdown. Howe out of the shotgun. Look for him to definitely throw this time. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Howe looking right, across the middle, overthrown, way overthrown, and the Golden Tigers will have to punt it away to Deshler, and here comes the Tiger crowd to its feet. The Deshler defense holds on Russellville's opening possession. So, as far as the start goes, Coach John Mothershed could not be more pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing at home, Jimmy, with your crowd, and just letting your players know, right off the bat that we can play with them.
Who do you kick it to now? Jake Ward will line up at his 27-yard line. He's got Ryan Goodlow or Dion Ballou. Pick your poison. And here comes Goodlow up. It's a high snap, big rush, but they don't get it, and they'll kick it. And it will bounce twice, and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times inside the 10. Oh my goodness. A low kick that hit early and took a big Russellville Golden Tiger roll inside the 10-yard line. And that is not what the Deshler Tigers needed. If we could have gotten up there and fielded that, folks, we would have saved at least 25 yards. So big punt by Jake Ward, and it's Deshler 7, Russellville nothing. 7:54. The Tigers on their second possession will have to go 92 yards.
Deshler went for a big play there, Jimmy. They went for the block. Jonathan Bates was lined up on the sprint man out here. He left him and tried to rush from the outside.
And almost got it.
He did.
Here we go. Gardner and Summerhill behind Parker Wright. Good snap. They'll give to D. Anthony around the left side. He's got some running room, and he'll have it out over the 10-yard line near the 15. Big first down gain around left end for Summerhill. Let's see where our buddy Randy Inman spots it. Give him 6 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 4 now for the Deshler Tigers. Good push on that left side, Foster, and I believe Zach.
Yeah, it sure was. And Jimmy, I was just
Blazer,
say out there, we talk about a lot about Russellville's size, but you really looking out on the field, Chris May and Foster are probably the 2 biggest guys out there. I mean, we've got 2 huge
Russellville,
offensive tackles.
235, 260, and 225 across that 4-man front. This time, Parker Wright rolling out, looking to throw it. It's up for Norwood, almost intercepted by Ryan Romans. So Coach Helms electing to let Wright roll out and throw it on the wing T pass, and Norwood was well covered and just really right through the hands of free safety Ryan Romans. So fortunate there for Deshler, and they'll face a 3rd down. We'll call it a short 4 from their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, big play right here, Jimmy. We talk about it all the time. We need to change the field position a little bit. We need to pick up a 1st down or 2 and get out and at least punt them out across the 50.
7-0 Deshler, 7:42 remaining. And this time Wright will line up at wide receiver. Dion Ballou now at quarterback, under center. This is going to be the midline option he's talking about. He fumbles the football, picks it up. Can he get the 1st down? It looked like a face mask, but no call, and they'll stop him after about a 3-yard gain. So Ballou fumbles the football in the backfield, still able to regain it, and almost gets the 1st down. But Deshler will be forced to punt.
Big play right there. He dropped the ball again. He had the corner.
Yeah, he had it.
And we got the 1st down right there, but they got a little bit the fumbles. It's first game of the year.
Yeah.
There's some nerves, a lot of things.
Deshler's 2nd fumble of the night. They've been able to recover both. So 4th down, we'll call it 3 with 7 minutes to go 1st period. Henry will line up at his goal line. The low snap bounces to him, but he gets it away. Good punt by Henry, and this one will take a Tiger roll. So both teams very fortunate on the kicking game. It'll roll down to the 41 of Russellville. So huge by Caleb Henry to pick up that low snap. It just bounced to him. He fielded it, didn't panic, and that's a senior for you, and was able to punt it away. So good job, Caleb Henry. And the Russellville Golden Tigers will take over, trailing by a touchdown at their own 42.
Yeah, Jimmy, like you said, it was a big break right there that we got. We got about a 15-yard roll, and so it makes them start inside their own territory.
Under center is Joey Howe with 3 receivers bunched to the left, single receiver to the right, and Darby in there for Callaway. Callaway getting a break here, and they'll fake it, and here comes Blazer on the, and it's almost intercepted by J.R. White, who had it. Matt Blazer, give him great credit, did not bite on the fake, put a huge rush on Joey Howe, and then he threw it right in the arms of J.R. White, who would have had it for 7, but a beautiful read by the Deshler defense.
Yeah, great play right there by J.R. White, Matthew Blazer. Just read it perfect, tried to fake to Ward. He just tried to go 5 yards and out, and J.R. cut in front of him, had nothing but green grass.
Takes everything to the left and roll back to the right, and Blazer was there waiting on him. Howe going to dump it off to Ward again. He's chased by Spann and out of bounds. Good tackle by Jonathan Bates after about a 2-yard gain by Jake Ward. And it'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Russellville Golden Tigers with 6.5 minutes remaining. First period. Deshler 7, Russellville nothing, and Summerhill checks in for Rashad Thompson.
Defense looks really good, Jimmy. If we can keep from getting tired, keep our depth in there, we're definitely matching them athlete for athlete in the secondary and on the corners with our linebackers.
I agree. 3rd down 8. Speed-wise, I think Deshler certainly belongs in this contest with Russellville so far in the ball game. Here comes Howe. He's going to look deep, throw a bullet across the middle, and it's complete right in front of Tyler Spann. And he fumbles the football. They'll rule it dead and give him a good forward progress inside the 45 of Deshler to the 44. So a big conversion of 15 yards by Joey Howe to the preseason all-area tight end Mason Willis.
Nothing fancy. He went down about 10 yards, ran a little cross, had him covered pretty good. Just a good throw and catch.
1st and 10 Russellville. Here comes J.D. Williams checking into the ball game for Spann. Shotgun formation, twin receivers to either side. Howe going to look, throws another rifle. It's overthrown. Another rifle shot and overthrown. And I tell you, folks, Joey Howe, Tim, it looks like he is just loading up and just giving it all he's got at these receivers.
Yeah, he's just loading back and zipping it, man. He's not holding anything back as far as the speed of his passes or trying to finesse them in there. He's just firing it in there.
Halfway through the first period, Deshler 7, Russellville nothing on a Dion Ballou 66-yard touchdown run. 2nd and 10, going to give it to the draw to Darby. He's got running room, does Durand Darby, and he's got a 1st down for the Golden Tigers inside the 30 to the 27, maybe 26-yard line. So a 17-yard run by Darby will net the Golden Tigers a 1st down, and I wonder what's happened to Brent Callaway. Is this the plan, just to rest him every other series, or is he injured?
There he comes in.
No, that's 25 Jesse Green
right.
into the ball game. So no Callaway. Tim, we may get you to check on that story as it goes on if he fails to appear.
He's standing by the coach right over there.
Shotgun formation for Howe. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of Deshler. Russellville's deepest penetration. Here comes Howe, dropping back, plenty of time. Throws it down the middle, and it's knocked away by Ryan Goodlow. Almost a beautiful one-handed catch by wide receiver Ryan Romans, another preseason all-area pick for Russellville. They're loaded with him, but Goodlow knocks the ball out of his hands. A big hit by the senior safety, and we've got our first break of the night, a heat timeout here with 5:40 to go, first period. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog 105.5. Back after this 30-second timeout.
When you need services on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
7-0, Deshler on top. Electrifying run by Dion Ballou on the Tigers' opening possession of the 2009 season, and that gave many of these fans, Tim Valentine, what they came to see, an Alabama commitment, SEC-type athlete doing what he does best. Here we go on 2nd and 10 now after the heat break timeout from the 27-yard line of Deshler. Russellville threatening here. And here comes May. They're setting up a screen, and it's wide open to Darby. He's running backwards, and now will turn it upfield and get a first down inside the 15. And boy, the Tigers cleared out. Where was anybody? As we all bit on the screen, linebackers got out of there to the secondary, and linemen came charging.
Yeah, one of those, if you feel they let you go too easy, they probably
there's
did.
a reason.
You had 5 guys in the backfield.
Yeah, so good call, Coach Goodwin. 1st and 10, Russellville. They'll mark him at the 15-yard line. And Darby's still in there for Callaway. And hey, he's just as good, it seems like. And they'll give it on the reverse. J.R. White stays at home on Romans, and he goes nowhere. Beautiful read by J.R. White and helped out by Jamel Morris. The Tigers don't bite on the fake. And good job, J.R. White. And he wraps up, and it's 2nd and 10, Golden Tigers.
Jimmy, hard play for a linebacker to make. You know, a 200-pound linebacker, one of their fastest guys, and you're out there one-on-one on an island, and he just stood his ground and brought him down.
Here comes Summerhill in for Thompson. The biggest Rashad has really come on as an athlete, folks. I tell you, worked hard all his life. 2nd and 10 now. Shotgun, fake to give to Darby, and he'll plunge down to about the 11. So another big possession play for Russellville. 3rd down and 4. And we talked about, Keith, body blows are big plays. The Tigers get the big play, and Russellville on a big drive here.
That's why it's so hard to predict, isn't it? You know, we didn't know what was going to happen and thought they would be throwing it all over the place and trying to get the big plays, and then that's what we do. So
3rd down 6 from the Deshler 11. We both expected about 28 points maybe to win this ball game, so pretty well on track for that. Equipment malfunction for Deshler holding up play now. 3rd and 6 from near the 12-yard line is the actual spot on the near hash. Russellville moving toward the dip, toward the east end of Howard Chapel Stadium. Howe with a little scat back Darby. He's 5'9", 165 pounds versus the 6'1", 210 Callaway. So he has certainly been a good addition for the Golden Tigers, and he's a senior also. This time Howe going to keep it around the end, and he is crushed by Deshler. Not a good play. It's May, Ferguson, and White all there. Ferguson and May both read it beautifully. So our defensive scouting plan for an early game, certainly on target for Coach John Mothershed. It's 4th down, and let's see what Coach Goodwin elects to do. Field goal or go for it. And it seems like Tim Valentine, they will go for it.
Well, they've called a timeout to talk it over. Sure looked like they were planning on going for it. The kicker coming out.
Capacity crowd here. 3 deep around the track, folks, with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Deshler 7, Russellville nothing. Back after this 30-second timeout.
It's Deshler Tiger football on Rock 105.5, the big dog.
You want to see a big play early in a game, in the opening game, and here it is, folks, 4th and 6, and Brent Callaway back in there for Russellville after his rest. Period is 4th and 6 from the Deshler 11, and they'll fake it, and here comes Howe trying to throw it deep, and it's way out of the end zone, way out of the end zone, and that ought to be a personal foul penalty, but it's not called for Russellville. And the Tigers hold, the Deshler defense holds Russellville, and they'll take over 1st and 10, but deep in their own territory from their own 11-yard line. So Coach Goodwin, he says, hey, if we don't make it, we got you pinned deep.
Well, that's true, but that good coverage on the play, but that just really wasn't a good pass, because if he catches the ball, he's 4 yards deep out of the end zone, so he never gave him a chance.
Here we go in the wing tee with Gardner and Summerhill behind right. In motion is Jonathan Bates. Long snap count. They'll give to Summerhill around the end. He turns it loose, and DeAnthony Summerhill may have a Deshler Tigers first down at the 20. Oh, he gets a spot at the 20. Oh, my goodness. A yard short at the 20-yard line. 2nd and less than 1 for Deshler at their own 20 with 2:40 to go in the first period. Deshler 7, Russellville nothing. And I wonder, does Coach Goodwin have a plan that he says, hey, you're going to get tired in the second half. I'm going to pace my man, and then we're going to wear you down in that 3rd and 4th quarter.
Yeah, I would believe that's probably a good strategy that he's going to do, because he would be a pounding type back.
Well,
and
harken back to when Deshler jumped out to the big league when your son was a senior tie coach.
2003,
Yeah.
right.
And had to hold on for dear life. 2nd and 1. Here comes Bates in motion. And they'll give to Gardner over the left side. He's got a first down and taking Tigers with him outside the 25 to the 27-yard line. So a good 7-yard run by the junior fullback. And it's 1st and 10, Deshler out at the 28.
You know, Jimmy, I know it's just a personal opinion, but I still love to see that wing tee when it's clicking. It sure is hard high school offense to stop.
If you're Coach John Mothershed, you listen to the coach's show, really exactly what he would have wanted.
Absolutely. He couldn't have, it's almost like you're reading his book right now.
Right. Clock ticking, Tigers waiting. They've got the coach on the clock. 1:40 left in the first period. Deshler 7, Russellville nothing. Boy, how big would another score be here as Ballou comes in motion. They'll give it to him again around the end. He fumbles the football. Ballou coughs it up. And let's see if Russellville does recover. Yes, they do. Oh, my. His 2nd fumble of the night for Dion Ballou. He had already received it. It was the same play he ran the touchdown on. But he just coughs it up on the first contact from Russellville. And oh my, how things can turn in a second.
Yeah, the ball actually sort of slipped out of his hand, and he tried to pin it on his back. You know, he was trying to grab it and bring it back.
He's got a little knit stocking up his arm on both sides. You just wonder if they need to come off. 1st and 10 at the 24. Russellville trying to convert the turnover. Howe gonna launch it deep again in the end zone. It's Ballou who knocks it away. Deep in the end zone, Joy Howe. And Tim, it seems like Russellville wanting it all and wanting it often.
They're going, he's definitely taking a chance going for it right there. Dion was in good position, almost in position to pick it off.
Good coverage by Dion Ballou, step for step, and knocks it away about 8 yards deep in the end zone. 2nd down and 10, but folks, if you're wondering if the quarterback for Russellville has a good arm, he's got a great arm. 2nd and 10, 7-0 Tigers. They'll give it to Callaway over the left side, makes some Tigers miss, makes another Tiger miss, and he'll be near a first down. Just good, tough running that time, folks. Everyone grabbing at an ankle and can't quite bring him down. Let's see where they spot it inside the 15. Going to be 3rd down and very short for the Golden Tigers. The fumble certainly not what the Tigers needed deep in their own territory at the 26-yard line after holding Russellville on downs at the 11. 3rd and very short. Look for maybe a fake out of this wishbone set. How to go. He stumbles and he'll give it to Callaway, who's got a big hole, and he'll have it down to the 6-yard line before J.R. White and Ryan Goodlow are able to bring him down. But that's the power of the junior tailback, Brent Callaway, around the left side. And it's 1st and goal now, Golden Tigers, as Stephen Abel checking into the ball game, his first action of the 2009 season. Deshler on top by 7, but Russellville certainly threatening, and the last half of this first quarter been played deep in Deshler territory. They'll pitch it to Callaway around the left end, and he's dragging Tigers with him to the 2. And Tim, you're right on top of it. That's what a big back can do, is just already in this game you see him kind of wearing that Deshler defense down.
Just a power running game. He's a big kid, strong. He looks bigger than 210 out here. He looks maybe 220, 225, and he's just pounding it as.
End of the first period, Deshler 7, Russellville nothing, but the Golden Tigers threatening. You're listening to Tiger football on the Big Dog back after this 30-second timeout. So 2nd and goal from the 3 for Russellville as we ready to begin the second quarter of play. So other than the turnovers, Deshler has really shown up well in this ball game against this highly touted number 2 ranked 5A team in the state, the Russellville Golden Tigers, who are certainly planning on another trip to Birmingham this year, and they look the part, I can tell you.
They look good.
Tim, speed-wise and strength-wise, I believe Deshler has shown that we match up fairly well this year.
Maybe a little more speed than Russellville, but
Wishbone offense. Give it to Callaway over the left side, and he's pushing and he'll be stopped short. 3rd and 1 now for the Golden Tigers. 3rd and goal at the 1 for Russellville. Remember, Deshler already held Russellville on downs at the Tiger 11 just a few moments ago before the Tiger turnover. So another big play coming, and it looks like Coach Goodwin say, hey, we're going to pound our big man at you one more time.
Yeah, if I had him, that's probably who I'd give it to right
Wishbone behind Howe. 3rd and goal from the 1. Can the Tiger defense make a stand? Give to Callaway. Pushes through. Touchdown. Russellville Golden Tigers. Identical play across over the left side of the Golden Tiger offense. They get just enough push, and Callaway about a yard into the end zone before he's tackled. And so the Golden Tigers an extra point away from knotting this one up at 7 apiece.
We just got to come out, Jimmy, right here and just respond to have a little ball control and start driving it back. Because like I said, we've been moving the ball good on the ground. We just, we were fixing to take it into the second quarter right there without that turn.
Good snap. It's down, and the extra point is up and good by Jose Betancourt, the sophomore place kicker. And with 11:23 to go in the first half, it's Deshler 7, Russellville 7. We'll be back with more Tiger football after this 30-second timeout.
Football, it's Deshler Tiger football on Rock 105.5, the big dog.
And Dion Ballou, Ryan Goodlow, and Summerhill trot out. Ballou does have those naked arms that we wanted, Keith. And let's see what the senior, who's probably one of the, as it wears on, we'll decide if he is the most exciting player ever in Deshler football history, and it could be yes by the end of the year. Short end-over-end kick to Goodlow at the 20. He'll bring it forward to the 25. This time Goodlow running hard, runs through some tackles, and he'll be out over the 30 to the 31-yard line. So good return by Ryan Goodlow. And here comes the Deshler offense. And as we said, folks, have moved the football effectively on by virtue of the wing tee and the running game.
Here we have, Jimmy, we've got, along with the long 66-yard run, we've got like 3 first downs. Now, Russellville has churned out about 7 first downs. That's a little bit the opposite of what we thought, but we are moving the ball well.
11:16 to go in the half, 7-7. Parker Wright under center, the senior quarterback, getting off to a good start. Bates in motion. They'll give to Gardner, and oh, man, not much going. He'll push the pile for maybe 2 out to the 33, 34-yard line, but not much up front there for the fullback, and it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Deshler.
That's one of those plays, though, sometimes you ask, why do you run that, why do you run that? But a lot of the offense feeds off of that play right there. So that, and eventually we'll just keep hitting it up in there till that'll start working.
2nd and 8, 10:47 to go. Here comes Ballou for Mackie Gillis. He had a play off, a little respite for the senior. It's Foster, Blazer, Micah Crunk, Jason Zack, and Rashad Thompson, Ben Norwood across that front for Deshler. 2nd and 8. Ballou in motion. They'll give it to him around the right end. Looking for running room. Dion Ballou around the right side and just explodes for the first down. And that's that extra gear, that deer gear, folks, that Dion Ballou possesses. It's a 17-yard run out to the 47-yard line, 14-yard run. 1st and 10 Tigers.
Yeah, if you hadn't seen him run, you ought to get up here and watch him in person, because it really is different. It is a thing of beauty just to watch that speed. You just don't see guys with that true speed very often.
Big first down, folks. Huge first down for Deshler there. Tim Ballantyne, what's it like watching it from the field?
Pretty amazing. He's very smooth run, and just kind of glides and then hits that 2nd gear.
He waited on his hole that time.
Yeah.
And he's got to touch that ball, Keith, don't you think?
Yeah, you got to get it
10, 12 more times tonight.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Double wing set. Summerhill and Jonathan Bates, Gardner your fullback, and a play is stopped with 9:46. And we may have a delay of game for the Deshler Tigers. Oh my. Cannot afford many penalties.
And Jimmy, I will say this.
Delay a game against Deshler will back us up to the 42-yard line, make it 1st and 15.
Talking about Dion like that, we've seen a lot of good running backs too, so we're not comparing him to there's been a whole bunch in the last 15 years come through.
Well, I was just having a discussion with a friend of mine about, as a high schooler, Dominique King maybe, the top of the charts, and Ballou certainly on his way to at least a comparison with him as a high school. 7-7, 9:46 to go. Wing T set. Summerhill in motion. Give to Gardner around the left side. Nothing doing there as 3 Golden Tigers meet at the point of impact. So 2nd down and 15 to go for Deshler. And still the Tigers contend, and I think very wisely we got a little ahead of ourselves there and got the delay of game. We can't let quite that much time run off. But slowing the game down, 9:19 to go in the half. But we need another 1st down.
Good time, Jimmy, for a little conservative pass here, a little tight end drag to Ben Norwood or Jay Gardner out of the backfield, just a little conservative pass.
And here comes Wright out of the shotgun. And let's see, play is stopped. And it is a timeout, Deshler Tigers, and I think a wise timeout, somewhat discombobulated there on the play call. And so Deshler calls timeout. We'll take timeout as well with a score. Deshler 7, Russellville 7. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog, back in 30 seconds. Along with Chief Coach Tim Ballantyne for the 16th consecutive year. Can you believe it, folks? For Tiger Football on the Big Dog, your hometown radio station. Capacity crowd, standing room only. It's everything we thought it might be, folks. As far as crowd-wise, still trying to get in, or folks lined up outside the Deshler gates. So 9 minutes left in the first half, 2nd and 14. And here comes Ballou in motion. They're going to fake it to him, give it to Gardner around the right side. He's got about 4 yards. Good play design, just maybe a little slow developing that time. Gardner, they fake it to Ballou, give it to Gardner, and he gets about 4, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now for Deshler.
Yeah, good idea there. Obviously, everybody's going to follow Dion as he goes in motion, especially a play we've already run twice, once for a touchdown, and then hand it to the fullback on a little delay as Dion goes by.
So big conversion play now for the Tigers. 8:28 remaining. The ball at the Deshler 47-yard line, 3rd and 10. Right under center, Ballou and Jonathan Bates to the left side. And they'll give to Gardner over the left side. He can't sneak through the hole. Almost did. Moves it into Russellville territory. A 5-yard gain, make it 4th and 5 for Deshler. So conservative there for Coach Jared Ham, trying to split Bates and Ballou out. It worked earlier in the game for a 13-yard 1st down, but that time the Golden Tiger linebackers make the stop, and it's 4th and 5 Deshler, and Henry will punt it away with your score knotted up at 7 apiece with 7:40 left in the first half. Now, we had a bad snap on the first punt attempt. Let's see what we can get this time. Good snap. Henry has time and will kick it high in the air. And let's see if it'll take another Deshler Tiger roll, and does, and it'll be down by Stephen Abels at the 12-yard line of the Golden Tigers. So got a 1st down, had a penalty, but managed to take some time off the clock and punt Russellville deep.
Yeah, critical right here, Jimmy, to try to hold them and get one last drive in before the half, because we're 7:26. So hold them right here. It'd be a perfect ending to the half to drive it in and score.
7-7. It's Ilkin Mills, Rashad Thompson, the Division I commitment to South Alabama, Chris May at an end, and Ben Norwood, the senior, at the other end. For Deshler, it's White, Ferguson, and Spann. And they'll give it to Ward, and look into deep is Jake Ward. Good coverage down there, but it's caught at midfield. Jonathan Bates just bit very little, folks. And Ward delivered a beauty out to the wide receiver who had made a fake, Graham. And it was just a good throw and catch on the halfback pass for Russellville. So some trickeration here, a little wrinkle, and Bates was just, it looked like he could have made up the ground, Keith.
Yeah, it really ended up being a good pass. He threw it up kind of high and long, and Jonathan was stride for stride, but
just had that yard cushion, and he made it pay off. Howe going to look across the middle now, and it's incomplete, intended for Ward, and incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for Russellville at midfield with 7:10 remaining in the first half, 7-7. Good pass, Tim Ballantyne, by halfback turned quarterback Jake Ward.
It was a perfect, big receiver, went up and caught it. From our perspective, it's pretty easy to see what was happening, but from the defensive back standpoint,
they're rolling towards you, and you thinking, man, I got to get up there and make a tackle. 2nd and 10, clock stop. Howell with a big rush by May, and he'll overthrow everyone. Huge hit by Chris May on Joy Howell, and that's what the Deshler defense needs from the big 6'5", 270-pound defensive end. 3rd down and 10 now, Russellville, 7:06 remaining in the half.
Came through there untouched, Jimmy, and just really put a good lick on him. Made Howard deliver the ball quicker than he wanted to, and he overthrew it. Pretty much just had to get rid of that one or take a sack.
3rd and 10 now. Watch for the draw, watch for the screen. They've been effective on both tonight. Once on the draw play, converted for a 1st down, and then earlier on a screen pass, they converted for a 1st down. 3 receivers to the left. Holding, it looked like by Russellville, no call on Matt Blazer, who was charging in there, but it's incomplete. And it's 4th and 10 now, and the Deshler defense has responded once again. 4th and 10 for the Golden Tigers from midfield. So do you watch for a fake? Jake Ward is the punter, folks. Jake Ward is the punter. Watch for a fake from Coach Goodwin. Perfect time in the ball game. 6:55, all knotted up at 7, and you're at midfield.
Yeah, it does give you an advantage.
And we've got nobody on this guy. We've got nobody, and now here comes one. Jamel Morris out to cover the receiver. Low snap. Ward will kick it, and he'll kick it to Ballou. He'll have a chance here at the 17-yard line. Dion Ballou makes one miss. Now going around the outside is Dion. We've got a clipping call, but Ballou's going to take it the distance, it looks like. Cuts back across the field, and he'll be gone, but it's going to come back. Going to come back with a clipping call at the 20-yard line. My, oh my, huge penalty in the ball game, folks. 83-yard punt return by Dion Ballou is all for naught, as it'll come back for a clip. 6:29 left in the first half, 7-7. He took it around the right end, folks, and as we said, on the first run, Keith, from about the 25-yard mark, it was obvious nobody was going to get him.
You can't catch him. I mean, you're not going to catch him, and you're not going to tackle him in the open field. No, so you just
shoved two would-be tacklers early, and then he was gone.
Yeah, and we've got this upper view right here, and you can just see the field unfolding, and you can't catch him. He's too fast. And it'd be interesting to look at the film. I thought I did see a clip. But what really is tough on those plays is to look back and see if it had to happen or if he was still, sometimes it's the clip that actually does spring it. Other times, he would have gone regardless.
7-7. So an 82-yard punt return by Dion Ballou, he has had to fumble, actually 2 fumbles tonight. One he recovered and one that Russellville recovered that led to their only score. But he has definitely shown that he is the most exciting player on the field tonight.
This is number 2 team supposedly in 5A right here, and he's just getting out in the open field and just,
destroying them. 1st and 10 now. Can we put a couple of first downs together? Maybe a time-consuming 90-yard drive here out of the wing tee. Summerhill has looked good in this ball game. Let's see if Wright will give it to him, and he will around the right side. D. Anthony looking for some running room, and he'll push forward for about 5 yards. Good, tough running by the senior. Give him 6 on the carry. Summerhill around the right end. And one thing that concerns you, here comes May for Thompson, and they're moving a little slow here midway through the second quarter. On and off the field is Rashad Thompson, the junior, and he'll have to really get in there, get some liquids in him at halftime and go that second half. 2nd and we'll call it 4 for Deshler. Here comes Crump, the senior center, replacing an all-stater, Scott King. Wright doing a good job at quarterback in his first test. Here comes Summerhill in motion. They'll give it to him around the right end. He's dragged down from behind. Dragged down from behind after maybe a yard gain and another big 3rd down and 4 as they'll stop and a heat timeout much needed by the Deshler Tigers as they face a big play here when we return 3rd and 4. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog back after this 30-second timeout. Hey, Tucker.
It's Deshler Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
Welcome back. 7-7 our score. Jimmy Gardner along with Keith Coach, Tim Ballantyne, and Tim out of the heat break timeout, 3rd and 4. How does Deshler seem to be holding up tonight?
maybe a little bit struggle there, Jimmy, but I'm thinking a little bit on both sides. You know, first game, a little bit involved in practice, so.
Let's see if Ballou will come in, be at quarterback. Right will split out to the left side. So let's see. We fumbled on this attempt last time. They'll keep. He fumbles it again. Fumbles it again on the midline option, and he'll recover it at the 11-yard line. So a play that we've seen in practice, Keith, run beautifully, is 0 for 2 tonight, as Ballou, it's not been on the exchange or anything. He's just fumbling the football. And it's 4th down and 8 now after the loss, back to the 12-yard line.
Well, I agree with Tim. Like you said, you can see it, the difference in the players just as they're coming off the field. You can tell not only with the emotion, the anxiety, and the play. You know, you can tell it's already starting to zap them just a little bit.
Here comes Henry standing at his goal line. Good snap, big rush, but Henry gets off another good punt that Darby will let hit once again. This time, though, takes a Russellville bounce. And they'll have excellent field position at the 38-yard line of Deshler with 4:48 to go. And remember, the Golden Tigers will get the ball to begin the second half. So should they be able to take a short drive, short field here, and convert it to points, they'll likely get the ball twice in a row.
Yeah, we need to make a good stand. We played good defense all night. He's been throwing it around, you know,
yeah. and we can pick it off.
Yeah, we sure could.
4 fumbles on the night for the Tigers, only 1 loss, but all of them have cost Deshler. Under center again, this time Darby in there giving Callaway another break. 4 receivers all to the left for Howe, and he'll give it to Darby around the left side. He's got big running room. Duran Darby will take it inside the 30 to the 25-yard line, a gain of 13 on the play, and Tigers slow to react out there at that point, folks. And Darby just fresh and ran right by a couple of would-be tacklers for Deshler. 1st and 10 Russellville.
Yeah, you can tell that Darby is rested when he goes around. He's just got an extra perk in his step.
1st and 10 now. We need a mistake by the Golden Tigers is what Deshler needs. Ryan Roman's in motion. They'll give to Darby again. This time Tyler Spann has him. He slips away temporarily, but Chris May and Ryan Goodlow there to wrap him up after about a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 24 with 4:15 remaining first half. 7-7 Russellville and Deshler.
Yeah, big play right here, Jimmy. We need to come through like Chris May did a minute ago, untouched, and hit somebody in the backfield.
Evan Ferguson in there at that middle linebacker. Let's see what he can do here. As they'll fake, give it to Romans, and he's hemmed up. It's Rashad Thompson with a great read there. It's a little trickeration by the Golden Tigers. It's Thompson and then Matt Blazer, who is quietly going about having an excellent first game of his senior campaign. The number 50 going both ways for Deshler tonight and doing a great job at both. It's 3rd and 10 Russell.
Yeah, good job. And that's what we asked for right there, a loss. Got that loss. They're probably in 2-down territory, so it's still important right here to leave them in 4th and long.
3 receivers to the left, to the right, and Howell will roll that way, looking, got time, throws a bullet in there, and it's incomplete. Great coverage by Ballou on Jake Ward, and he can't hold on. And now another decision by Coach Goodwin. He's already attempted 1 4th down and 10. It failed at the 11-yard line of Deshler, and this time it's at the 25-yard line, 4th and 10, with 3:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah, this is what we wanted right here. At least if we figured they would go for it, but this makes it 4th and 10. Gives us a pretty good idea that they should throw it, so we get an extra defensive back in the game, get some pressure on the ball.
What we have seen is as an answer to some questions about Deshler, and that is we will
look
compete.
at Ryan Goodlow coming.
Here we go. Here comes the blitz by Goodlow, and Howell waits patiently, and I don't believe, yes, he'll have the first down at the 15. Gets a good spot at the 15. He needed 10 and got 10 and a half, folks. So Goodlow had to come all the way across the field, and that's the first blitz we've seen from Coach John Mothershed, and Howell wisely rolled to his right, bought some time, and Mason Willis finally slipped free. And the Golden Tigers convert on 4th and 10 with 3 minutes left in the first half.
It's just a tight end drag. We had good pressure on him. He was just slightly drifting over to his right, looking and wait until he came free.
And that's the first time tonight we've seen him take a little off.
Yeah.
A little touch pass there, just laid it out there very well for tight end Willis. and this time give to Darby around the right side on a holding play. And here comes the call. Fine ball, Jimmy. Yeah. And at the 10-yard line. And he takes it up to the 4, but I believe that as he had just massacred Tyler Spann, had the tight end, holding against Russellville. So that will back them up 10 yards, make it 1st and 20, which with an arm like Joey Howe, really not a major factor.
No, how far he needs to throw it is not, but like you said, if we'll tack it on, let's see. Yeah, go from the point of the foul, so like I said, it'll be 1st and 20, and that's huge. It does make them have to start trying to pass right here, and we've come ever so close to picking one off.
Let's see if we don't maybe get another blitz from Ryan Goodlow here. 2:45. Fairly well played first half. Too many fumbles for Deshler. 4 fumbles, only 1 loss. 1st and 20 from the 25. Howe under center. He'll give it to Darby around the left side. And here goes Durant Darby on a big play, and he'll take it into the end zone around left end. No Tigers to be found around that left side, just giving chase and can't catch him, and a 25-yard touchdown run for the Golden Tigers.
He's out at the 6.
Oh, excuse me, ruled him out of bounds. Thank you, Tim, at the 6-yard line. So first, let's see, 2nd down, maybe 1 to go for Russellville. And timeout, Golden Tigers. Excuse me, Deshler Tigers. No signal from the official, very delayed. 2:29 to go in the first half, 7-7, and Deshler's played well, Keith, but certainly missed some opportunities.
Yeah, we have. And the biggest difference, truthfully, in the game for Russellville is Howe is doing a good job throwing the ball, but Darby's been the difference. Just his quickness and the ability of us not to contain him around the end. Because every time they seem to need a 2nd 10 or 3rd and 8 or something, Darby's able to get around the end on it.
Callaway has 9 carries for 46 yards, and Darby has 5 carries for 50 yards. So averaging 10 yards a carry is Duran Darby, the senior scat back for the Russellville Golden Tigers. 5'8", about 160 pounds. Need a big stand defensively.
Need a turnover.
2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line of Deshler is Russellville trying to tack on a late 2nd quarter score, and then they do get the ball back to begin the 3rd period. Wishbone formation behind Howe. He'll give to Callaway over the left side, and the big back, he fumbles the football, and let's see if Deshler does not recover. Boy, you called it, Keith Coates, and the Tigers recover the football. A huge turnover with 2:19 to go in the first half, and that ought to breathe some life into what had become a weary Tiger defense.
Yeah, you're right. I was hoping we get to that point where you're going to be tired, but there's a point where, your emotion gets back in there and you start seeing that you can win the game, and you get that 2nd win, and that could be
Tim, let's see if you can find out who caused it and who recovered the fumble for Deshler.
Evan Ferguson's getting the head rub over here.
So big hit that time, it looks like, by Evan Ferguson. Wing T set for Deshler. Ballou and DeAnthony Summerhill, and they'll give to Gardner over the left side, and he takes him with him out over the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. A good positive yards there, 3 yards on the gain, and the clock will tick down inside 2 minutes to go. We need at least one first down.
Yeah, we got to get a first down.
Run this clock out and get some rest. Ballou with his hands on his hips, both. And the 2 huge runs, just think what that takes out of a man. An 82-yard punt return that was nullified by a clip, and then the 66-yard run to begin the game, the first score of the season for Deshler. 2nd and 7. Ballou splits out to the left side. You've got Summerhill and Bates in a double wing set. Here comes Bates, and they'll give it to him around the left side, looking for some blocking. Can't find much, and he may have a yard, but again, 3rd down and long yardage for Deshler.
Russellville's starting to use their timeouts, I'm sure.
And the Golden Tigers will call timeout with 1:24 remaining, so Coach Jared Helms definitely needs to pull something out of the hat here and get this first down and be able to kill this first half clock.
You know, pretty tough situation they put you in too here, Jimmy. You just about got to run the ball.
Yeah.
We can't take a chance of throwing an incomplete pass and saving them a timeout. So we got to run it, make them use their last timeout. Then, of course, be critical to get if we do have to punt, if we don't make it, but get the punt off and then get them out here around the 50, and they'd still have to go 50 yards with a minute.
Parker Wright 0 for 1 on the night, the attempt to bend Norwood early in the game. But as you said, we've spent most of this from the second half of the first quarter throughout the second quarter paying deep.
Yeah, it makes it tough to call your offense. You know, when every time you go in the huddle, you the 10 or 15,
right.
20-yard line, you can't really call some of the plays that you've got to play it a little close to the ball.
And when we haven't, we fumbled it.
Yeah.
When we've tried a little trickeration, we put it on the ground 4 times tonight, folks. Have the Deshler Tigers only lost 1, and it's Russellville's only scored so far. So it's May, Zach, Micah Crump, Matt Blazer, Randy Foster, Ben Norwood in there for Deshler. Love to slip him out on that same drag pattern that Russell just converted on. Let Parker out of that boot pass, hit him across the middle for a big first down here late in the first half. 7-7. Jonathan Bates split out to the left. Ballou and Summerhill lined up in a double wing set, and Gardner your fullback. Gardner on the night, 8 carries, 32 yards, so averaging about 4 yards a carry. And then Summerhill, 4 carries for 21 yards, so a little over 5 yards a carry for D. Anthony. So some good positive yardage out of our backs.
Yeah, I look for him to give it to Jay off the guard's hip right here and hope he can scratch out about an 8-yard run, get us to halftime.
7-7 Tim, a holdup from the officials.
Little clock malfunction or something. They keep looking at the clock. I'm not sure. And the fumble was recovered by Jamel Morris.
So the hit, we believe, delivered by Evan Ferguson and then recovered by the junior sensation. He so quietly goes about it. Keith, they never try him over there.
Yeah.
They never try to throw his way. It seems like Jamel Morris, starting as a freshman, great kid, great student at Deshler. And we've got some very special halftime guests. We have Jason Malone, who's down at Sanford on a full scholarship, the 3-year starter for the Tigers. And then we're going to talk to some special ladies about a big reunion that's coming up here in the spring for Deshler. And they reset the clock, or they're attempting to reset the clock. I'm afraid to go to a break because that's exactly the time
Yeah,
that they'll get it.
They're about ready to go.
And is it 1:29, Tim, on the clock? 1 minute, 29 seconds left in the half. Wing T set, 3rd, and we'll call it 7. And they'll fake. Wright's going to look to throw it. Throws it downfield for Norwood, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Jake Norwood at the 30-yard line. Jake Ward, excuse me. So,
Well, that's
let's wait a lot of...
the only thing if we was going to intercept it, I wish it had been a little farther down the field. That's not the worst thing could ever happen if we weren't going to get the first down.
Right.
We were going to have to snap it back in our end zone, and sometimes that's tougher to do. But right here, you know, that was like the only problem is it's like a pretty short punt. So
Yeah.
we've got them at least out to 30. They got a minute 23.
Great catch by Jake Ward. Maybe just a touch underthrown. Norwood had him by about a step and a half. Here comes Howe trying to convert it quickly across the middle, and it's incomplete. Big hit by Evan Ferguson. Good coverage on the play. And a little bit of scuffling now between these two teams. Let's see if the officials can't get this under control. Well played first half by both teams as far as that goes. We don't need it to tempers the flare here with 1:19 left in the first half. So Deshler needs another defensive stand. This will be the 3rd one of the night should the Tigers be able to hold. And Russellville has really had their way in this second quarter, playing the whole game inside the Deshler 30-yard line.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Shotgun with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Howell. He's going to have a rare drop on the button hook pass, and another bullet by Joey Howell, but it's dropped by the receiver along the Russellville sideline. It's 3rd and 10 now with 1:13 to go. Russellville with 2 timeouts remaining. Here comes Rashad Thompson.
They just run a little play out to the side, Jimmy, where they streak the wide man down, and the inside slot receiver just tries to fade in behind him, and hoping that that wide receiver takes both guys deep where he can pick up about 10 or 15 yards. Big play, though, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 now, minute 13 to go, 7-7. Shotgun with Duran Darby in there. Look for the screen. He's going to try to set it up, and a holding call. And J.R. White read the screen and busted Duran Darby. It's incomplete. And now Coach John Mothershed has a decision. Do you take the hold, make it 3rd and 20, or do you make it 4th and 10 from the 30? Oh, my. What a call to have to make here.
Yeah, I think he'll back them up and make them try to throw it a little deeper.
You give them 2 plays to get 20 or 1 play to get 10. With a minute 9 remaining. Tim, what do?
They're declining it, Jimmy.
I guess you decline it.
I have to say I agree with this. You give them 1 play with a potent offense like this, give them 1 shot at it, and let's try to hold them here on 4th and 10 from the 30. 4 down lineman for Deshler. Shotgun. Howe gonna dump it off to Duran Darby. He's got running room. He's got a 1st down, and he may have a touchdown. Oh my goodness. Oh my, what a defensive breakdown for the Tigers. There's a big rush on Howe, and he just dumped it off to Darby around that left side, and they have really hurt us around the left side late in this first half, and with a minute remaining, Russellville converts a 4th and 10 from their 30 on a short pass and a great run by Duran Darby. That hurts, Deshler Tiger fans. Betancourt on, good snap. And I believe it's off to the left, so no good. So look for a little positive out of this late in the first half. Russellville misses the extra point, and it's 13-7 Golden Tigers with a minute left. And hey, this is when we need Dion Blue or Ryan Goodlow with a big kickoff return.
Yeah, they're going to try to kick it away from Dion like they have every time. Maybe we might could swap them, but I'm sure they just kick it to the other side. But just a good play by Russellville right there. Just the same thing we've been talking about. It's been hurting us all night. Is Darby just seems to have that little extra burst.
He is a scat bag, folks, and he is really tearing up the Tigers tonight. Over 50 yards rushing, and then the 30-yard touchdown pass, which it was a 2-yard pass and a 28-yard run, set up by the big interception by Jake Ward. I keep saying. So Deshler with 2 costly turnovers. Both Deshler's turnovers, folks, have been converted to Russellville
them. Like I said, Jimmy, they're swapping them back here.
And here comes Betancourt, and he'll kick a low liner, and it'll again be fielded by Goodlow, and he fumbles the football, pick it up to 20. Ryan Goodlow down to Russellville sideline. He makes 1 miss, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line. So let's see if the Tigers will try to let Parker Wright air it out as Sid Daniels checks into the game for the first time for Deshler with less than a minute to go, and I believe Deshler with 1 timeout left. No timeouts left in the first half. 13-7, Golden Tigers.
Yeah, we've proved already, we've talked about it enough, but you don't have to necessarily throw deep to Dion. You just got to get him out in the open.
Yeah, and here he is out to the right side. Sid Daniels, your wingback, he'll come in motion to the right side. And Wright will hand it to Summerhill on the trap, and it is well defended by Russellville. And it looks like that we will be content to run out this clock. Remember, Russellville will get it to begin the second half. So huge conversion in this ball game. Russellville converting the interception for a 30-yard touchdown drive, converting on 4th and 10 from the 30. Last play most likely of the first half. And with a Dion Ballou, man, get it to him. Let's just see what he might can do with it here late in the first half. He split out here, and they've only got 1 guy on him, folks. Just throw it up to him. They'll give it to Summerhill around the left side. He'll break a tackle. DeAndre Summerhill running to the 45 now, 8.4 seconds. And we've got to kill the clock. 8.4 seconds left. Big run by Summerhill. And Deshler, I thought, did have a timeout left, and they'll take it. Scoreboard said no timeouts left, but Deshler will take their final timeout. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog, back after this 30-second break.